Hey guys, and thank you for tuning into this video. I have my dad here for this specific video because he's helped me as far as getting towards my goals, being successful, and he's given me a lot of advice, and I felt like having him on this video would really help you guys to be beneficial. You see me prep my meals, you see me work out, you see what I do every day, but I want to offer you guys more. I want you guys to learn from me and be able to take this with you for a lifetime and be successful for yourself and see your potential yourself.
Sam mainly came to me because I'm always torturing her with these stories and comments in relation to how to be a little more focused, or how to get back on track, or how to get the most out of a day, and all these skills that are become requirements if you want to reach your goal.
So do you ever feel like you're in a rut? You feel like maybe you're in a job that you not really want to be in, or something you want to be doing? Have you ever asked yourself any of these questions? And I've asked myself these questions before. Is there something more I could be doing? Like, how do I get to that point? Like, you gotta really just break that first barrier. And I feel like my dad has really propelled me to get there. And so, like, what would you say would be the first step towards addressing those concerns or those questions people have for themselves?
I think one of the biggest problems people have is time perspective. They're always under this notion they never have time to do anything, and no matter how much they're already doing, I can't add to it. A lot of times at work, I'll see people that I'll give them advice, or customers or somebody who tells me, they would like to do this or that. And I try to remind them that if you took 40 hours of work off your week and 8 hours, if you counted for sleep each night, it still leaves you over 70 hours to do whatever you want. So I think that's one of the first things that really holds people back. They feel like if they really take a step back and look, they would see they have more time than they realize. And then it gives them the confidence to say, okay, well, what can I really do with that 70 hours? And then a lot of times I'll say it's good to keep a journal.
Yeah, so writing things down, like being aware of that, not just keeping it up in your head. Just have some way to look at it every day, be remembrance of it every day. It just sets more in stone of what you're going after.
Approach your day, and if you don't have structure from the morning, you tend to react to the day. In other words, you don't really have a specific plan. You're going to jump in the shower, you're going to go to work, and you're going to deal with whatever happens that day or whatever it is you're doing. So it's good to get up just a little earlier and just spend a little time and plan out your day. Because like everything else, if you want to build a house, you want to go on a trip, the results always come back better with a plan. I mean, a bunch of workers don't show up and start building a house. They have an architect, they talk. The person who wants to build it starts thinking where he would like to put things. And then all these ideas are collected together, and then they're purposely executed so that you get the best results. Just the same with life. By having a journal, put a few ideas during the day of specific things you need, your most important goals of that day. And if you don't achieve them, then at least you have a structure to work with, know what you got to go with tomorrow. The brain's like a funny machine. If you feed it all these ideas, they're constantly running. If you say, I have to clean the house, I have to get to work, I have to do something with the kids, I have to get a haircut, your brain doesn't have an ability to prioritize. It only knows all these things you told it, and it's trying to remind you constantly of all the things you have to do.
Yeah, so if you're somebody, say you just want to lose 30 pounds, and you have it in your head, and your brain's going to keep telling you that, all right, how are you going to get to lose 30 pounds? And by the end of the day, you may feel like, well, I'm not putting any effort really towards getting to those 30 pounds, and you're left feeling regretful, or what could I be doing more? And you're not putting that plan into action. So by making a plan to lose those 30 pounds will push you in a direction to be successful with losing those 30 pounds. And what I do is I offer meal plans and macros, and I work with people and I give them sort of structure. So it provides their brain some structure to be successful.
Right, the same idea. You get up in the morning, say you have a meal plan. It already has done all the groundwork for you, and now you start to incorporate it in your day. Well, you can do that for anything. I mean, previous to going back to school, I fixed houses, but in the meantime, I still continued to have a full-time job. And all that was able to be fit in because I organized my goals.
Yeah.
And then you transition. You don't always stick with stuff forever. I mean, I happen to love my job, but you know, you can do more. And you don't want to feel like at the end of a year, you could have did more and it's already gone. Time's going to go either way. I mean, when I first decided to go back to school for a master's in finance degree, people would ask me like, how long is that going to take? But then I would answer them, what's the difference? Because a year is going to go by anyway. So if it's something I want to do, then I might as well just start working on it today. And then when it gets done, it gets done. It really doesn't matter. As long as I can continue to keep up my other priorities that are important in my life, I can always add to it. I mean, me and my dad did houses for almost 10 years, and we did like 4 homes. We totally gutted ourselves and redid, just me and him as a hobby together. But we were able to do 4 homes in 5 years. And we couldn't have did that if I didn't budget the time and tried to really make sure it was important to me to spend time with them. It's cool.
Yeah. And there was something that made him excited. So these goals that you have should make you excited. They should make you light some fire inside of you, like to really want to achieve them. So he just broke that initial barrier of like going towards a house. He really didn't know much about houses when he first started. So he really took it as like a learning experience. And you may not really know much about what you want to do, but you just know that you want to achieve something. And it should light some type of excitement to go towards that. And he's really proven that. And like I have him on and me on, it doesn't matter what age you are. Age is not a factor. So I definitely want to project that to you guys, that I'm not just talking about me. Like he's in Masters of Finance program right now. There's no age. There's no age limit to the goals and to the dreams that you have for yourself.
And that's another important point is when it comes to time, it's important that you incorporate people you love or people that are in your life in that dream, because if you try to do them separate, you'll find out you run out of time. Like say like you're with somebody who doesn't go to the gym, and then you spend your time at the gym and you have some friends that don't go to the gym. So you're kind of in this tug of war where you're trying to squeeze something in, trying to buy healthy food, trying to fit this in. And then you seem at the end of the day not to have enough time because now you feel guilty. So you start to donate time to do this with this person and that person. So it's really good to get everything done together. By merging the two together or merging as much as you can, you don't feel as guilty and you're more productive.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And don't be afraid to network with other people, reach out to other groups. Like if any good ideas, people gravitate towards good ideas, and everybody wants to be successful. So you never know who you're going to network with, and that's how I've gotten to where I am today. I'm continuing to network with the people. I'm learning a lot from people. I'm continuing to grow with others. So don't be afraid to reach out to other people, and you're never alone. Like there's always people you can surround yourself with. So never feel like your goal or your obstacles they're never too big or they're never not enough. You can always reach out to other people. So never feel like you're alone.
I mean, just to perform everyday tasks, people forget how many millions of people have gone out to work to allow this to happen. I mean, me and her are sitting here, but somebody originally built this home that we redid. And somebody made the camera, and somebody maintains YouTube, and all these people, millions of people, get together every day to make sure that you have the ability to pick and choose your particular interests. So if we had to go invent a camera and everything, obviously by the time me and Sam finish, we'd probably be gone. So it's important to remember that somebody's already behind you. There's already the groundwork set, almost any career you pick. It's just a matter of what you want to bring to it. So you're never really alone anyway. If you remember that you're not a hermit. You don't have to do everything by yourself. You just have to pick some portion of that field that you could add your piece to. So this way other people could benefit. And then this whole circle starts to move better, especially for the people who bring the most pieces.
When you wake up in the morning, it all starts with that first thought and that how you feel about yourself. How does somebody going about changing their thoughts in a more positive direction in order for them to be successful?
Well, I think planning first, we're our biggest critic. You know, it's really easy to look at somebody else and say, well, he could do it, but I can't. And it's not because he could do it and you can't. It's just because you don't know all his negatives. You don't know from the surface all the things that he may have to go through to get to where he is at this particular moment. I mean, even a baby, they try to walk. We don't count how many times they fell down. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that they learn how to walk. A baby never says, oh, well, I hit 30, I'm going to give up. I fell 30 times, that's it. They don't do that. They walk. And we don't know exactly when they'll walk, but they'll walk. And the same thing can happen with everything in life. You may not, like I had learned a lot about the stock market. At one point I paid a really large amount of money for a one-day class, but it actually took me a lot of years to get to the point I am now. But nobody sees all those years. But so if you look at it from the surface, you think, well, I can't learn all that. That's too much. But it's just a process. And the important thing is whatever distance you need to travel, then you need to travel. That's just the way it is. Yeah. Don't get discouraged with the end point. Try to concentrate on your direction. I mean, why do people try to climb the Alps? I mean, they could take a helicopter there. They don't have to kill themselves. They go there because the journey up is more exciting and challenging than the destination. If their only goal was to be at the top of the Alps, then they would just do that. They'd take a helicopter and see them all. Like, why bother exerting yourself? But why do people get on a bicycle and drive 50 miles to the shore? We're in Jersey, so there's like a bike ride that goes. They could drive their car. Yeah. But they want to feel that sense of accomplishment, the challenge, the feeling of that they have grown.
Yeah, and I feel relating it back to me, that's why I do competitions. People ask me, why do you compete? Just because it's a goal to shoot for. It's like I see myself change, I'm working towards a certain end goal, and then I go to the next competition. But the process going through that is very rewarding, and it's why I love fitness and I love what I do, and that's why I do compete. So it's really any aspect of your life, it's the journey to get there. But is there any like daily practices you would recommend like people do, like when they wake up in the morning, just to like get in that mindset?
Well, other than writing a journal and thinking about your day before it starts, is also holding yourself somewhat accountable. Right. Sometimes it's even helpful to include other people, not too much, because you can't overdo it, because if you tell two people too much, then sometimes it works against you. But you at least want to like offer as many things as you can to people about what your dreams are, so that not only yourself, but maybe family members, you'll feel a little obligated to make sure you fulfill your goals. And when you say things, you want to achieve them. And if you keep them to yourself and say, well, I was going to lose 10 pounds, but nobody even knows what's the difference if I didn't make it. Whereas if you told like 4 or 5 people, or maybe other people that you got together with that are also losing weight, then you feel a sense of camaraderie. It gives you a little extra drive. It gives you a little more accountability. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about weight, but you could pretty much apply it to anything. If there's a certain book you wanted to write, or a certain thing you wanted to finish, a computer program, you really should try in that journal to structure some time period, something reasonable. You want to enjoy it. You don't want it to be a job, but you want to make sure that in the end you got to your end goal. And the only way is to keep track along the way. I mean, when you go to a job, it's easy because they have this entire staff that gets together and organizes everything, and you show up. And they give you a task and you complete it. And then they give you another task and you complete it. But once you leave that structure, it's necessary for you to use that same skill in your life so that you can get the same results that you are at work. I mean, there's no other way to do it.
Yeah.
Without...
Yeah, no, it's fine. No, like I have certain things that I want to get done, and I tell my dad. And my dad gets on me every day about things, and he gives me sort of some accountability. And it's like, I have these certain things I want to get done. Well, I gotta just do them. Like, I gotta set a time every day. And he's like, just start your first hour of your day, like this block time, like doing it. And like, if you want to write something, or if you want to work on a certain project, you have to set that time, you have to just do it. It doesn't matter if it's perfect the first time, but just getting that first initial step, he's always reminding me, like, just start. Like, just doesn't matter. We can always revise it, just start. And I feel like telling him gave me accountability to start. So he's a positive source of motivation for me.
You want to make sure that, you know, you share with somebody who you feel is always going to be supportive. You're not looking for another critic. You already got the biggest critic you'll ever have, which is you. There's nobody who's going to criticize yourself more than yourself. You don't need to add to the list. So try to, like, make sure that as much as you can, try to offer these ideas to people who you think will help support you along the way. I mean, everybody has their own way of doing things. So they're just ideas to offer. So maybe I'll offer her idea. Maybe she'll take it, maybe she won't. But it's okay, because I'm not sure if every idea I give her is perfect. I'm just giving you advice along the way, and then you pick up out of it what you could. Don't go to somebody, take every word they say and treat it as gospel, because the problem we have is that every person is unique. So each time that advice is given, it more applies to the person that they found that they've given themselves, but it doesn't always directly transcribe to another person. So just try to digest it, see if it works for you, see if you can fit it in, and if you can't, then you get rid of it. If you can, then, and if you think it's useful, then use it. It's just it's a way, like everyday life, for us to get to places quicker. We already have so many people in our life we underutilize, and there's so many hours of our life we underutilize. This is a video about maximizing the best you can. You're going to mess up. Everybody does. It's great, because when you mess up, they always say you learn the most. It's really important to learn to be less afraid of the failures and more afraid of not starting things.
Yeah.
You're never going to feel achievement without resistance, whether
like staying up late or waking up a little bit earlier. Like, you gotta, if you really, really want it, you'll put the time in, and it'll make you just feel so much better, like getting that done.
And it doesn't have to be anything significant. You don't have to paint a great painting. You don't have to do anything super significant. It's just going to be significant to you. I mean, I don't know anything about writing computer programs, but I mean, luckily people do write them, so I can utilize them. I don't know how to make an app. I don't know how to make a camera, but other people do. Yeah. And then given their time and their unique talents, whatever they are for you, is what makes the system work so well for us. I mean, as an individual, we don't function that well. I mean, hermits can't get that far ahead by themselves, but as a unit, people are amazing. I mean, they were able to create an entire world that fit them, not always perfectly, but so balance is really important. Trying to integrate people in your life that work for your personal goals, and trying to keep a good journal and some plan each morning is probably the best few things you could do in the beginning till you get a pattern that works for you. So when you get up in the morning, instead of letting the day just be, try to see if you can make a little plan. At night, you might want to write little journals, because your mind is not a reliable source. It's filled up with all these thoughts from the present, past, future, and it's hard to stay organized. So the journal and writing,
keep yourself accountable.
Right, it helps organize your day, and it's also important to try to surround yourself with people that have common interests.
Make you feel positive, that lift you up.
You can share your dreams with them, and they can help motivate you. Everybody needs a little help along the way. Try not to let any setbacks carry you too far down.
Yeah, don't be afraid of failure, because your failures and your obstacles, that's going to make you stronger, and that's going to make you feel confident.
And if you drag yourself too far back, since you know you want to get to this point anyway, why go back too far? Try to minimize it. However it brings you back, try to recover as quick as possible emotionally. So this way you can still reach the point where you want out of the day, because if you allow that stuff to hold you back each day, you're just going to lose so many hours that could have been used to get you to where you had to go.
Yeah. And just realize you're not alone. There's a network of people always there for resources.
Try to trust the day. You know, this this world, this universe, everything that seems to be pretty organized. I mean, you don't worry if gravity's going to work tomorrow. There's nothing really significant we need to do as far as day to day. We're given a lot already, given an earth, given oxygen, given gravity, given the sun. All the important things are there. Now you get a chance to take the pieces you want to do and then do what you want out of this life. And so just try to keep that in mind. Don't put the weight of the world on you. All we're doing is trying to pop in here from wherever we come. Try to get out of it what you can to enjoy yourself, share things with your dreams, with your family and friends. Try to come out of this a little better than you came in. And then you pop back out to wherever we were when we came. So it's only important that you get out of this life whatever fulfills you. Don't try to do it for somebody else because you'll come up empty. Everybody has different dreams. Just because your dad would be a plastic surgeon doesn't always mean that you're going to be a plastic surgeon, and it's okay because we need plastic surgeons, but we need car mechanics. We need people to make cameras. We need people to help us with training and weight, and there's just an unlimited opportunity, and it's important you feel good about yourself no matter what your career path. Just because somebody labeled it more important than another job doesn't mean it's more important in your life. Being happy, feeling rewarded, accomplishing goals, that's what it's really all about.
It's about you and your happiness, your journey, and we wanted to hopefully motivate you to go towards your happiness and don't limit yourself and don't think you're not good enough. Everybody's happiness is important.
And it's not always required that you leave your job and your place and probably burn every bridge to get somewhere. Sometimes that's intimidating. It's sometimes better if you want to just transition. Keep your job if you need it right now, or do whatever you need to do, but slowly try to incorporate or slowly drift to the place where you really want to be. If you can't transition immediately, that's okay. Take whatever time you need. This is your time. So take what you need. Don't worry how long it takes. Pick a target and just continuously work your way there, and sooner or later, you'll get there.
Yeah, believe in yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoy having my dad on here. He really motivates me every day to keep going towards my goals, and that's really ultimately why I had him come on here, because I feel like his words are very powerful, and I've accomplished a lot now, and I'm 22 years old, and I honestly couldn't get to that point without him. He gives me a lot of motivation, so that's why I brought him on here. So thank you for having me. Thank you for being on here.
Thanks. I hope it was some help.
As always, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. If you have any other questions or comments or any books that you want to know that he's read, because he's read so many books, so many resources, he listens to so many motivational talks. Anything you want to ask, you're always welcome to. He's always here. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.